This is it, everyone. Today's the day, the big Switch presentation. And with that, this is our final part of Source Gaming's Switch Super discussion. I'm your host, Nantenjex. Joining me is Spazzy D, Connor Eats Pants, and Epic Martin, as we go over everything else that we think is going to be shown during this presentation. I hope you enjoy, and let's see later on how much of this we really got right. Alright, so I think that covers it for the third party, so I guess there's only one last thing to really talk about, and that's the Nintendo's other parts of their infrastructure, their virtual console, the My Nintendo, etc. stuff.
I have a lot to say about the virtual console because...
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you start on that then, Martin. So, virtual console.
I am an avid fan of the virtual console. I mean, I have a bunch of titles downloaded on there, and I'm just gonna say this. They gimped the hell out of the Wii U Virtual Console. I'm gonna admit, the SNES and GBA look fine when it comes to video quality, but the NES and N64 look like shit. And I mean, like, they're just washed out, the colors aren't there. It just didn't really seem like Nintendo didn't try with the Virtual Console. You know, I mean, they pushed out some of the titles, just like a slow dripping waterfall in a sense. There wasn't a lot of releases. They didn't really take it seriously. To me, it felt like a last minute thing they kind of tacked on because people were requesting things, playing on the gamepad and stuff. The 3DS Virtual Console to me is fine in some aspects because I think they were more prepared for it. But, like, stuff with like cross-buy and everything, everything wasn't fleshed out, and everything just kind of felt wrong with the Virtual Console. Besides the GBA, like, M2 made that emulator, and I think they did one heck of a job with it. So the only exception to me is the GBA and maybe the Nintendo DS. So I think the rest is where Nintendo kind of went wrong with implementing Virtual Console. My rant's done. So my rant's done.
Do you want to start your rant on this, Connor?
Oh yeah, you already know. All right, boys, Melee HD on the Switch.
Well, the rumors are it's only going to be the native resolution of the GameCube. So
yeah, true. But listen, as everybody saw in our Melee HD discussion video, which you should also go watch, Melee HD is just it's like the meme, the name that we call it. What people really want is just to have Melee be more accessible. It's crazy that this happened just this past weekend, but after over 15 years, my Melee disc finally broke this past weekend. Not broke, it is scratched up, like, it looks like a dog just clawed it all over. I don't know how it worked this long, but it's finally gone.
When's the funeral?
And I'm like, yeah, I did the funeral on Twitter. We had people reply with F. But yeah, pay their respects. But dude, okay, yeah, I said this over a year ago, and like my first video with Source Gaming was on my channel, but I did it with Source Gaming, is the Melee being a launch title on the NX back then. Like, how big of a deal that would be, how cool that would be. And the fact that might actually be happening is insane, and I think that's awesome. And that's the big thing. I don't want to talk too much about this, because we all talk about this discussion very in depth, but for the competitive scene, it's huge. As long as it's a perfect port, which is important, as apparently isn't like, who'd you say was working on it, Martin?
Nerd.
Yeah.
Some nerds are working on it.
You said that their emulation was really good, right?
Yeah, they actually worked on the Wii Virtual Console, which, even though that's just hardware based, they implemented it really, really good, in my opinion. So, and they also worked on the DS Virtual Console, so it's a win-win there.
Yeah, and so like the rumors say that the Melee port, which is all I really care about right now, is that it's made for competitive players. That's the case, as long as they make it perfect, keep everything exactly the same, keep the resolution good, maybe even uprise it a bit if they can, or anything like that. Like, that's all that matters to me. Like, that's just awesome. Like, that will make the Switch at launch for me, is if they have that. That changes everything. For Smash tournament setups, only have to run Switches now. You don't have to run a GameCube CRT setup. You can just run it only on the Switch, which would be insane and awesome, and I'd love that so much.
And I think...
yeah. And
I think it goes into, like, a wider point. Nintendo is trying to unify, I think, the esports scene with the Switch, because if they do port Pokken and, if they announce the Smash Brothers port, Smash 4 port, and they announce Melee for the Virtual Console, you have one machine that can basically run a lot of the fighting games that Nintendo has, and that's gonna lower costs. That's gonna, kind of, it's gonna stop the division of multiple platforms. They don't, Smash players who are fans of Melee don't have to lug CRTs anymore, or they don't have to order Wii U stock. It's gonna be under one modern platform that Nintendo can just continuously produce.
And yeah, and once they do, like, they release docks, like, you can just buy the docks. People could bring in their own Switch consoles to run as setups. Like, just like you can get maybe $4 off your tournament entrance fee for bringing in your own Switch to put down somewhere.
Hey man, maybe that'll even make it so you can actually it'll help with actually using customs, maybe characters for Smash.
Oh yeah, that's for Smash Switch. Yeah, I'm talking about Melee, but yeah,
maybe.
that'd be awesome though for Smash Switch.
It actually could help with those sort of situations.
Don't you dare put customs in my Melee.
Well, I think I hesitate to say Melee is a virtual console title, even though that's what the rumor is, because I almost feel like it would work best as just like kind of an eShop title where they kind of clean it up and make sure everything is perfect on it.
Spazzy, I can only get so erect, please.
And kind of what Epic Martin was saying as far as tournaments go is that, well, if they can get it working so it's lagless and you can use GameCube controls on HD televisions, and that means all you would need, like, how easy would that make it for tournament to run Smash tournaments where you can run it all off the same hardware? You wouldn't have to have all these CRT TVs set up. You wouldn't have to. I mean, if you're switching from Smash 4, or I get Smash Switch, whatever you want to call it, to Melee, literally all you have to do is turn a game off and turn another game on.
That's what we were just saying.
So easy. So okay, just real quick, what consoles do you think might be shown? And are there any GameCube games in particular that you'd like to see at launch, near launch, get you excited, besides Melee?
All right, you want me to start with this one,
Yeah.
Martin?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. So I think they have an opportunity to maybe launch this one for the first time with almost all their consoles on there. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like, have they ever had Virtual Console launch with N64?
I don't believe so, no. In fact, I'm almost sure.
Yeah. I mean, if they're doing GameCube at launch, which is the rumor, then they might as well do N64 at launch too if they can, and just try to get a bunch of stuff in there. Maybe just like some of the highlights from all platforms and put in the filler for all platforms down the line each week as we go down. I think that'd be pretty cool.
What I miss and what I would love is the Wii Virtual Console compared to, because the Wii U was almost all Nintendo, and then they had some like MSX and TurboGrafx eventually, but the Wii Virtual Console, and that was the Wii U I was talking about. The Wii Virtual Console had Neo Geo and TurboGrafx and Sega Genesis and Sega Master System and like just all these different systems. And I'd like to see that. And if we're going up to GameCube, why stop there? We could have Sega Saturn, you could have Dreamcast. You know?
See, I don't know how likely all of those are for launch.
No.
For the simple fact that there was the route from Laura Kate Dale recently that said that the launch, Virtual Console's launch specifically, would be a lot lackluster from what people are expecting. Like, you'll get GameCube Virtual Console, and that'll be there at launch, and we'll get like Luigi's Mansion, Sunshine, and Melee, but that will be it for GameCube launch titles. And then going on from that, NES would probably just have Super Mario Brothers.
Like, I can buy Super Mario Brothers for the 6th time. All right.
Yeah, it would be like it would be this whole thing again. Like, maybe we'll start with NES, SNES, 64, GameCube, and Wii, and then maybe even Game Boy Advance, etc. All of them. But we'd have like 1 or 2 titles per system, and that's just being maybe like a lucky. And so I don't know how much they're going to really focus on Virtual Console outside of announcing the GameCube Virtual Console. I think that's going to be a big thing in this presentation.
Well, I mean, we might have a Game Boy Advance.
Yes, there's the big rumor going around that Mother 3 will finally appear. The big Phantom one the rumor started almost a year ago that Mother 3 was being localized. And to be honest, I do think it has been localized, and I just think it's a matter of planned for the Wii U, scrapped because of the install base, and moved over because it'd be a really appealing title for the Switch.
Yeah,
like,
makes sense.
I don't know if it'll be launch, but I think this will be when they show it off, and I think it will come. I think they might even treat it a bit special, not like a Virtual Console game, but instead like an actual eShop game. Maybe when it comes out, it's Virtual Console, but at the presentation, they'll be like, and here is Mother 3, and they do a full trailer for it, and they treat it almost like, a game like on their list of big releases, they'll have the Mother 3 Virtual
I feel like they might do that with
Console
Melee
port.
too, like not just Mother potentially. 'Cause if they're trying to appeal to the competitive scene, at least, like they
Well,
might do that as
Melee
well
will
with Melee.
be a launch title. I mean, I'm sure at launch they'll advertise all of those as well. But I think
Oh yeah,
Melee
but
will
I mean
be
like it being special, like the same way you said Mother 3 is.
Oh yeah, no, that's possible. I think just the GameCube in general is going to be special,
Yeah, for sure.
and I think Melee is going to be one of the 3 they show off for that. Like like they're not going to dedicate a full segment to showing off Super Mario Brothers on the Virtual Console.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to do that. They're going to focus on what's new, and I think those particular 4 are new for Virtual Console.
I mean, come on, yeah, just show us Super Mario Brothers 1 again. Just keep showing us that game
every time.
It's back.
We'll
The
buy it
game that
again.
started it all.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I would love if they actually had all of the Mother games available, at least towards the beginning of the system's life, because it'd be really cool to be able to like actually buy every game in that series on one console. You know,
Yeah,
legally
well,
on
that's
them.
what I was hoping they'd do with the Wii U, and nope, rip sales. But so moving away from Virtual Console.
Oh,
I
but
guess,
really quick before we do that, that's
oh.
probably where Konami gets on the third-party developer list. Just
yeah, probably. Nah. So there's My Nintendo, which has obviously replaced the Club Nintendo, and Nintendo made a big deal out of it, and it's been fairly lackluster since it started. And I've seen a lot of people saying that part of that is because it's really only for mobile, but it's going to be for Switch. When the Switch launches, My Nintendo is going to jump up. And people have talked about like the achievement system, like Nintendo's version of the achievement system might be interconnected to My Nintendo. Like where you make an Xbox Live account, Nintendo currently have Nintendo Network IDs, but it's going to be connected to My Nintendo, and that's going to be the feature that connects all of your systems together and allows for stuff like crossplay and all of that. And if that is the case, I feel like they're going to show a lot about My Nintendo at this event.
Yeah, I think that's possible for sure.
I wonder if we're going to see some of the mobile Nintendo games. If you buy them on your phone, you'll also be able to play them on Switch. Maybe only in portable mode. Like, hey, I can play Mario Run on my Switch now if I want to. And if I play it on my Switch, I don't need internet.
Actually, that is a very good point. It's something I didn't think about. Like, there was a thing ages ago where people were saying, I think it was the rumor got deconfirmed or whatever, but people being like that because the Switch will be portable, Nintendo are going to have their mobile stuff on it. Like stuff like Pokemon Go, stuff like Mario Run. Now, it doesn't quite work because Nintendo, the Switch doesn't have 4G, so games like Pokemon Go just won't work because they won't be able to connect to online. But mobile games, they could make Super Mario Run. They should make Super Mario Run without online. But like the Fire Emblem one and the Animal Crossing one that are going to be coming out, they could potentially come to Switch, and we could also see an influx of mobile games on the Switch. It depends if they want to treat it almost like an iPad.
Yeah, and think about it this way. Would that make you feel more justified in your purchase of Super Mario Run if it's $10, but then, hey, I can also play it on my Switch just with one purchase? Yeah, because at that point, yeah, it's just kind of like an eShop title.
I wonder if this is stuff they'll show off at the very beginning of their presentation then, like when they're talking about the Switch and the UI and stuff, if they'll bring up that with My Nintendo, you connect your Wii U, your 3DS, and your Switch all together, and it'll pick up whatever sort of like games you've got on each one, or this is how the achievement system is working, or you'll be able to download mobile.
Yeah, I'd love to see a good achievement system. Like that's the big thing for me. Is like not something that like rewards me the physical stuff, but like just like a little number, like how the Xbox does it, with a little number next to my name. It's like how many achievements I have. Like that's just cool to me. Like I've never had an incentive to ever like 100% a Mario game, 100% a Zelda game. Like just having that next to my name, maybe a little background I get, maybe a little badge or something. It's like, yeah, this guy finished Zelda Breath of the Wild completely. Like that's all I want. It'd be cool, something I can work for.
I personally don't like achievements. I feel like they're a way developers get used to artificially inflate their game without having to really create new content. But whatever. Other people like them, like you, so I'm not going to hold it against you or anyone else. And if people like it and Nintendo can offer it, then why not?
So what about Nintendo's online? Because that's always been something that's infamously bad with Nintendo. But in recent years, they've gotten DNA to take over all of their online services. you think they're going to highlight this? Do you think they're going to highlight how more improved their online is? Maybe there is a subscription service this time around. Is this? Because I feel like if that is the case, if there's a subscription service, this presentation is going to be when they reveal it.
Yeah,
kind of has to be.
Yeah, my stuff on all their online stuff is like, it's just, for me, I'm not going to accept anything less than like some good voice chat options, a good friends list. Like, it's just, it has to be there at this point. I was surprised it wasn't on the Wii U. Like, it just has to be there. I'm going to be really upset if it isn't. Like, they're trying to advertise this console as being a new thing. Like, if you're a PC gamer, you can maybe have this as your console instead of an Xbox or a PlayStation. If you want to pick it up, and it's like, it needs a good online component. It's just ridiculous the way the Wii U works to me.
Well, voice chat and share features are both things that have been rumored for Nintendo. Mm-hmm. To what extent this means, I don't know. I mean, the share features like you can record footage and instantly upload it to YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, or take pictures and snapshots and stuff. And
yeah, but it's not voice chat specifically that I'm worried about. It's cross-game voice chat, being able to get in a party with my friends and talk to them no matter what game we're playing.
Yeah,
privately.
that's a very nice thing about
true.
I mean, PC gaming or just even the Xbox. You know, when you're on Xbox Live and you can be like, hey, let's switch from this game to this game, and we don't have to listen to all these kids talking.
Yeah, that's the main thing for me is that.
Oh yes.
Right. And then for the subscription service,
since I've done that.
yeah. For the subscription service, like, I've always been an advocate of, look, and I've heard things a while back that they were maybe trying to do it, or I don't even know, but that doing a subscription service that would be tied to Virtual Console, almost like a Netflix kind of Virtual Console kind of thing, which I would love, and I think that'd be a great thing for them to do. We'll see if that ever becomes a thing. I feel like if they do a subscription service, they'll have to do something like that.
Well, is Sony doing that, or were they talking about doing that? The whole PlayStation.
PlayStation Now it doesn't work very well. Yeah, but it's not good.
Yeah, but if Sony can't get that working, Nintendo can.
Well, Sony can't get it working because what did they have to give me? Nintendo can, because they got Mario, they got all these old games people want to play, Link to the Past, anything.
Well, I mean, the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 had ridiculous libraries of games. They were two of the best-selling consoles of all time.
Yeah, but they're not all first-party works, which is the main thing. They don't have it all accessible. Like, for Nintendo, like, if I can play the Nintendo stuff, like, that's what matters.
I do kind of feel like streaming is the future of the video game industry in general, but I don't know if we're there yet. I know there's those rumors that Nintendo's trying to get close with Microsoft. Maybe they'll just use Xbox Live. Just be like, yeah, just same subscription, whatever. Who cares?
But actually, that's a good point. Do you think they'll announce Minecraft for Switch? I think it's been successful on the Wii U, and it's really
there's
popular.
A good chance of that.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, that makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know if like this event is the time to do that.
Yeah, that's true. The event might not be. Maybe it pops up in a third-party sizzle reel for that.
Yep, exactly.
God, it's so weird hearing Minecraft from a third-party reel, not indie reel.
Well, I guess the last thing I guess is for that is Miiverse. There's been rumors recently that Miiverse won't come back. Do you think that if it's not coming back or if it's being replaced, do you think they'll talk about it at this presentation, or do you 100%. Think it'll just be brushed under the rug?
No, I think they're going to talk about the UI and talk about their online infrastructure moving forward, and that has to be part of it. Maybe I don't think they will say we've gotten rid of Miiverse. They're not even going to talk about it if it's gone. They're just going to talk about what's next and what's replacing
it. That makes sense.
Okay, yeah,
it'd work with the share function for sure, like being able to share clips to it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
So I feel like they have to.
So, guys, is there anything else you want to mention about this presentation?
Well, I think we need to talk another 20 minutes about how excited Connor is for Melee on the Go. So let's just...
We have an entire discussion.
I have a whole draft ready. Let's talk about
it. Or another Virtual Console rant.
Yeah, I am excited to see what they do with the Virtual Console. I'm excited to see if we get any... some of those third parties that we're not expecting. I made a joke about Konami. I want to see if maybe there's something we're not expecting that we'll see there.
I think surprises is everything I want, both from Nintendo and not Nintendo. There are rumors of more third-party exclusives and stuff like that are coming, but whether they're big games or not is entirely... we don't know, but something different and new is what I want to see.
Yeah. Fine, I mean, the big thing for me isn't even like... We know it's probably coming from Nintendo, as you said earlier, but the big thing for me is like, I don't care that I know. I'm excited to see Mario. Yeah. I don't care that I already know that they exist. I want to see what Mario's doing. I want to see all this stuff. That's the big thing for me.
Right. All the ports, actually, I think, are it's funny because obviously I'm more interested in new games, but I'm really interested to see what actually the nature of the ports is. I'm like, well, what are they going to do to Splatoon? What stages are they going to bring to Mario Kart? Are there going to be new Smash characters? Please let there be new Smash characters.
Yeah, that's exciting.
All right, Martin, do you have any closing thoughts?
Yes, I just wanted to say that for the Virtual Console, this is kind of a pipe dream, but I'm hoping they announce Atari 5200 games so that way I don't have to play with a god-awful controller. You know, actually with the playable controller, you know, please don't take that literally, Nintendo. I don't want an Atari 5200 Joy-Con, please. No, I don't.
Screw that, I want an Atari Jaguar. Give it to me. Atari Jaguar Virtual Console.
All right.
And then we could get every version of Doom, including the new one.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up. This has been a really, really long discussion, but as this will come out and stuff, by the time this is out, the presentation will be much closer than when we're recording it. So
Probably day of.
Yeah, we're actually recording this
part.
in 2015. So we.
Like I said, though, this recording is probably longer than Nintendo's own presentation. Think about that. Think about that.
Yeah, that's probably true. Probably true. But we'll find out on Thursday for America and Friday for everyone else in the world. So look forward to that. And if you guys if you want to let us know what you think about any of the stuff we've talked about, you know, hit us up on Twitter at AllSourceGaming, or just type it down in the comments below. Subscribe. Hope you've enjoyed the Switch week that we've been kind of doing for this in the build up for this event. Gaming is gonna change after this event's going to show off. We're gonna know what we're expecting.
We're gonna finally have
March.
That next gen Punch Out experience we've desperately wanted. The
Exactly.
VR Kid Icarus. It's gonna make us all sick. It's gonna be great.
VR Pokemon Snap.
Oh man,
No.
Snap.
In a week's time, the viral reaction video of Connor crying when Melee is announced will be very popular.
What if they just show
compilation.
Melee a Virtual Console and actually announce a Melee HD at the end?
Oh my god.
No.
Well, I'm dead.
It's enough on Melee HD.
No more.
Never have enough.
All right, so like the videos. I hope you've enjoyed Switch Week. Follow us on the Twitters and stuff like that. There'll be lots of links below, and I think we're going to do a live reaction to the Nintendo Switch event. So stay tuned for more information about that if the information's not already available. All right, so have a nice day, guys.
All right, bye.
See you, man.
ya.
Available. All right.